thank you for being here today. I'm excited to discuss a critical issue that affects our health, environment, future, which is water pollution. So in this presentation, we will explore the causes of water pollution, its far-reaching impacts, and the steps we can take to combat this pressing problem. Let's dive in. Okay, before I start the presentation, let me ask you guys, how are you feeling today?
I'm good. I'm feeling
I'm
so
freezing. Okay, so before I start my presentation today, let me introduce myself first. Hi, Assalamualaikum and good evening everyone. My name is Syafiah binti Muhammad Jasli. Okay, so in today's presentation, I'm going to talk about water pollution. So this is the list of contents that I will go through today. Okay, so what do you guys think about water pollution?
very bad.
What do you guys think about water pollution?
Fish die.
Okay, so water pollution occurs when harmful substance, often chemicals or microorganisms, contaminate a stream, river, lake, ocean, aquifer, or other body of water, degrading water quality and rendering it toxic to humans or the environment. The widespread problem of water pollution and dangers of our health. Unsafe water kills more people each year than war, and all forms of violence combined. Meanwhile, our drinking water resources are limited. Less than 1% of the Earth's fresh water is accessible to us. Without action, the challenge will only increase by 2050, when global demand for fresh water is expected to be 1/3 greater than it is now. Okay, so what are the causes of water pollution? So water is uniquely vulnerable to pollution, known as a universal solvent. Water is able to dissolve more substances than any other liquid on Earth. Okay, so first we have radioactive substance. Radioactive substance is any pollution that emits radiation beyond what is naturally released by the environment. It's generated by the uranium mining, nuclear power plants, and the production and testing of military weapons, as well as by universities and hospitals that use radioactive materials for research and medicine. Okay, second we have oil spill. Oil is also naturally released from under the ocean floor through fractures known as seeps. Big spills may dominate the headlines, but consumers account for the vast majority of oil pollution in our seas, including the oil and gasoline that reeks from millions of cars and trucks every day. Okay, the third is marine dumping. The process of marine dumping is exactly what it sounds like. Dumping garbage into the waters of the ocean. It might seem crazy, but household garbage is still collected and dumped into oceans by many countries across the world. Most of these items can take anywhere from 2 to 200 years to decompose completely. Okay, so next we have sewage and wastewater. Used water is wastewater. It comes from our sinks, showers, and toilets, and also from commercial, industrial, and agricultural activities like metals, solvents, and toxic sludge. Okay, so next is agriculture, created by toxic green algae in Cocoa Reservoir, Northern California. So agriculture is the leading cause of water degradation. Can cause algal blooms, a toxic soup of blue-green algae that can harm humans and wildlife. Okay, so next is industrial waste. Many industrial sites produce waste in the form of toxic chemicals and pollutants, and though regulated, some still do not have proper waste management system in place. Industries and industrial sites across the world are a major contributor to water pollution. In those rare cases, industrial waste is dumped into nearby freshwater systems. Okay, so the last one is deforestation. When we remove trees from naturally forested land, we reduce the land's ability to hold water and preserve topsoil. This increases flooding and runoff from agricultural fields into rivers and oceans, which means more pesticides and animal waste will reach our water sources. Okay, so plastic pollution, waste disposal. Improper disposal of plastic products can lead to plastic waste entering rivers and oceans, harming marine life and ecosystems. Okay, so these are some examples of water pollution. So you can see there's
Wow.
So fun.
Okay, so to address pollution and protect water, we need to understand where the pollution is coming from. First, point source pollution. Second, non-point source pollution, and third, transboundary. Okay, point source pollution. When contamination originates from a single source, it's called point source pollution. Examples include wastewater discharged legally or illegally by a manufacturer or refinery, or wastewater treatment facility, as well as contamination from leaking septic system, chemical and oil spills, and illegal dumping. Next, we have non-point source. Non-point source pollution is contamination derived from diffuse sources. This may include agriculture or stormwater runoff or debris long into waterways from land. Okay, last we have transboundary. So transboundary pollution is the result of contaminated water from one country spilling into the waters of another. Okay, so next, what type of water is being impacted? Okay, so first we have groundwater pollution. So groundwater pollution, when rainfall seeps deep into the earth, filling the cracks, crevices, and porous space of an aquifer, basically an underground storehouse of water, it becomes groundwater, and one of our less visible but most important natural resource. Okay, so second we have surface water pollution, covering about 70% of the earth. Surface water is what fills our oceans, lakes, rivers, and all those other blue bits on the world map. Okay, so the last one is ocean water pollution. 80% of ocean pollution, also called marine pollution, originates on land, whether along the coast or far inland. Contaminants such as chemicals, nutrients, and heavy metals are carried from farms, factories, and cities by streams, rivers, into our bays and estuaries. From there, they travel out to sea.
I have a question. Between these three types of water pollution, which one is the major water pollution?
I think ocean water pollution.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so next, what are the effects of water pollution? So first we have contamination of the food chain, fishing in polluted waters, and the use of wastewater for livestock farming and agriculture can introduce toxins into foods which are harmful to our health when eaten. So next we lack of potable water. The UN says that billions of people around the world have no access to clean water to drink or sanitation, particularly in rural areas. Next disease, the WHO estimates that about 2 billion people have no choice but to drink water contaminated by feces, exposing them to diseases such as cholera, hepatitis A, and dysentery. Next, cost of water treatment and restoration. The cost of treating polluted water before the water is used for drinking or industrial purposes are substantial. Governments and industries must invest in infrastructure and technologies to purify water, which can be a financial burden. Okay, so next, destruction of biodiversity. Water pollution depletes aquatic ecosystems and triggers unbridled proliferation of phytoplankton in lakes. Next, toxic chemicals. Exposure to industrial pollutants and chemicals can lead to long-term health issues, including cancer, neurological damage, and developmental problems. Next is mental health impacts. Concerns about contaminated water can lead to stress, anxiety in affected communities. So the last but not least, we have pregnancy complications. Okay, so pregnant women exposed to polluted water may face higher risks of complications, including low birth weight and preterm births. Okay, so let's watch this video together to get a better understanding of what I just explained just now.
Water is a basic resource that guarantees the life of all living beings on the planet. However, its scarcity and pollution cause millions of people to have poor access to this much-needed asset. Humans are the main cause of water pollution, which is triggered in many ways, by the dumping of industrial waste, due to temperature rise that causes the alteration of water by reducing the oxygen in its composition, or due to deforestation, which causes sediments and bacteria to appear under the soil, and therefore contaminate groundwater. In the same way, the pesticides used in agricultural fields filter through underground channels and reach the consumption networks, and also as a result of accidental spillage of oil. And what are the main consequences of this? Firstly, the disappearance of biodiversity and aquatic ecosystems. Also, humans are harmed by the alteration in the food chain and by contracting illnesses when drinking or using contaminated water. For all this, we must ensure water availability, its sustainable management, and sanitation for all.
Okay, next, after we go through the type of water effect and okay, so what can you do to prevent water pollution? There's two ways you can do to prevent water pollution. Okay, so first with your actions and second with your voice. Okay, with your actions, you can reduce your plastic use. You can reduce your plastic use and reuse or recycle plastic whenever you can. You also can wash your car or outdoor equipment where it can flow to a gravel or grassy area instead of a stream. You also can avoid using a garbage disposal, keep solid waste solid, make a compost pile from vegetable scraps. You can use the minimum amount of detergent or bleach when you are washing clothes or dishes. You also can reduce the use of chemical pesticides and nutrients on crops. With your voice, one of the most effective ways to stand up for our waters is to speak out in support of the Clean Water Act, which has helped hold polluters accountable for 5 decades, despite attempts by destructive industries to get this authority. Okay, so there's so many ways you can do to prevent water pollution. So you can try. So you guys can try lah. So you guys can try to prevent water pollution in Malaysia. Okay, so conclusion. To address water pollution, government, industries, and individuals must adopt sustainable practice, improve waste management systems, enforce stricter environmental regulations. Through collective efforts, we can protect and restore clean water sources, ensuring a healthier and more sustainable future for all. So let's together create a cleaner and healthier environment for future generations. So thank you. That's
I have a question. Okay, how does water pollution affect human health?
Okay, so thank you the question, Nazira. Okay, so water pollution can harm human health by introducing harmful chemicals, pathogens and toxins into water sources that people use for drinking, cooking and cooking. Contaminants like lead, mercury, pesticides and bacteria can lead to diseases such as cholera, dysentery, and even long-term conditions like cancer or neurological disorder.
What role do individuals play in reducing water pollution?
Thank you for the question, Nurmi. So individuals can reduce water pollution by properly disposing of waste, avoiding chemical fertilizers, reducing plastic use, and participating in clean up efforts, and spreading awareness about water conservation.
Why is clean water important to ecosystem?
Okay, so thank you for the question, Fatin. Okay, so why is clean water important to ecosystem? Okay, so we must want to drink a clean water, right? Okay, so can you guys imagine what will happen if we drink polluted water? We will get sick, right?
Yes.
We also can get cancer.
What is your action if water pollution happens in front of your eyes?
Thank you for the question, Pawa. Okay, so I think I can report the incident to the government and they can take actions to the
Okay, I have a Can the use of filter water Can the use of filter water prevent us from drinking contaminated water?
thank you for the question, Hazika. Atika, I think yes, because the filter water can filter the bacteria and other microorganisms from the from inside our body. So with the filter water, we can drink clean water. Okay. I have one question.
Last question.
Okay, last question. What are some effects of water pollution on animals? Thank you for the question, Atika. Okay, so I think one of the effects that can affect animals is, I think, marine life under the ocean. If we throw the plastic into the ocean, and then the turtle will eat the plastic and can die. Okay, thank you, Shabia.
Okay.